Percent composition. A phosphorus compound contains 34% phosphorus by mass and has the formula of X3P2. Identify element X. Okay, given here that this compound, X3P2, contains 34.00% by mass. And we want the identity of X. So how do we figure out what an element is on the periodic table? So we know we have mass, so we can figure out the molar mass of X to then identify it. So we want to identify molar mass. We want to identify X. So our goal is to grams per mole, molar mass of X. Okay, so before we do that, let's figure out what we know and what everything means. So the 34% by mass of phosphorus in the compound means that percent phosphorus was found by taking the mass of phosphorus over mass of the compound. So we know 34% was equal to grams of phosphorus over the grams of the compound. So in order to figure out the mass of X, first determine the mass of phosphorus in compound. So the way that can be done is we know that the molar mass of phosphorus is 30.97 grams per mole. And since there's 2 phosphorus in the compound, the molar mass of phosphorus in compound is therefore 2 times 30.97, which is 61.94 grams per mole. So all I did at first was determine, okay, I know what the percent by mass is. I know that percent by mass is found by taking the mass of that particular element divided by the total. I don't know the total yet. However, I know that I can find the molar mass of phosphorus from the periodic table. And since I have a subscript of 2, that means that I multiply that molar mass by the subscript 2 to give me 61.94 grams per mole. And that's the amount of mass of phosphorus that I have in the compound. So I have kind of half of the mass found. So then what I can do is calculate the molar mass of the compound. I can do that by using the percent composition equation. Since I know that 34% is equal to my mass of phosphorus over my total mass, I can use that to find the total mass. So instead of doing a percent, I take my 0.34 is equal to the 61.94 grams per mole over molar mass of the compound. And you rearrange and solve and find that the compound is equal to 182.2 grams per mole. So now you have the mass of phosphorus in the compound and the molar mass of the compound. So you have enough information to find X, the mass of X in the compound. Since the law of conservation of mass states that nothing is gained or lost, it's only rearranged, we can assume that subtracting the two will give us just the amount of X present in the compound. So, calculate mass of X in compound, which will be the compound minus phosphorus given X. So 182.2 grams per mole minus 61.94 grams per mole gives 120.26. So now look at the periodic table and determine what X is. We can't do that yet because there are 3 X atoms in the compound. We just found the mass of those 3 atoms together. So you have to get rid of the there being 3 and just find the mass of the single X element and then look at the periodic table. So one more step. Find mass of single X atom in compound. And the way that can be done is just simply divide by 3. Since this is a molar mass and we have 3 moles, the atomic mass of X can then be found by taking the mass per 1 mole divided by 3, which gives 40.09 grams per mole. And if you then look at the periodic table, you figure out that that's calcium, and then you've finished. So remember that mass percent is like an equation. That percentage is equal to that particular element's mass over the total. So depending on what part you're looking for, it just becomes a process of elimination.